What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're talking about great everyday options. These are just set it and forget it. You ever heard that term? Basically what that would mean in the world of fragrances, or cologne, depending on which term you like to use. That's the one that's sitting on the corner of the dresser that before you leave, you grab, you give yourself a few sprays, you go on about your day. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, what season it is, if it's raining, if it's cold outside, if it's hot outside, it doesn't matter. These are great for everyday wear. They will work in every situation. Let's talk about them. Stay tuned. A relatively newer release from Yves Saint Laurent that came out to kind of mixed reviews that grew on a lot of people really quickly. This is YSL Myself. This is one that surprised me. I went into it with lower expectation because it's easy to be influenced by things you'll see and hear when it comes to people on the internet, and sometimes you just got to try it for yourself. Because pleasantly surprised by this one. Citrus, the way the orange blossom comes across here, it's not overly synthetic or too flowery, if you will, but it does offer a little bit of a woody, musky tone in this profile. Even though the note breakdown may not necessarily dictate said profile, I get more of a woody aromatic smell from this one than not, with a nice, like I said, dose of citrus at the top that offers this kind of friendliness to the opening, if you will. It's not a real aggressive fragrance. I don't find it to be challenging in any way. I think it works well in the warm weather just as much as it does in the cool weather. This is one you can rock every single day with slightly above average performance that isn't a beast, but definitely is not weak. And that's YSL Myself. Now, if you want to spend a few more dollars and get something that's kind of a hybrid of a few more popular niche fragrances, you might want to look into Electimuss Imperium. So this kind of gives off a similar profile to things like Creed Aventus, Mancera Drapoise, Nichonnaise Anis. Like there's this fruitiness at the top, this vanillic creamy dry down with this woodsy tone. There's a hint of spice here. There's a lot of beautiful things going on in this scent profile that doesn't make it too sweet of a fragrance to add any real femininity, at least I don't find, while still having that masculine tone with kind of this approachability to the scent profile and high-level versatility. It's got really good performance. The quality here is really good. It's a super attractive profile while not seemingly needing to, be pigeonholed into, oh, that's more of an evening fragrance, or oh, this is great for the office. I really think it can do it all. This is a great everyday wear for somebody that wants to step their game up a little bit in quality and performance without spending too much money, because from discount sites, the link down below, for example, you can get this one for less than most designers are going for at retail at places like Macy's. And this is a much better fragrance than a lot of that stuff. Again, that's Electimuss Imperium. Just a good smelling fragrance. There's no two ways about it. You get citrus, you get wood, you get a little bit of an earthy tone, you get a nice fruity nuance without being too sweet. It's the newest release from Ralph Lauren. This is Polo 67. This is a very easygoing fragrance that literally works for everything. It just smells good. Nothing fancy about the description here. No Fragcom internet fragrance community lingo to work with. It just smells nice. You can wear this one with a t-shirt, with a polo, with a suit, going to dinner. It doesn't matter. You're going to smell good. Now, is it ideal for those situations? No, it's not ideal for any one situation, but it works well in every situation I just mentioned. Average to slightly above average performance. Another one, not quite a beast, but definitely not weak. And it's not super unique, but it also doesn't smell like everything else. So kind of falls in that happy medium, if you will. And it's Ralph Lauren Polo 67. I guess the easiest way to describe this one would be modern synthetics done right, because it's very synthetic woody notes like Issey Super, cashmere wood, these fantasy warm soft wood smells, with a little bit of citrus and a creamy resin. This is Dior Homme 2020. This is highly versatile woody aromatic scent profile stuff that has above average performance without being real aggressive. If you're hypersensitive to synthetics, might have a little bit of a headache issue, but I don't find it to be anything like Ambroxan, where I've really heard too many people complaining about things like that. But you never know. It's a high level of synthetics. It doesn't have a natural smell to it, but it really works for what it is. This is a true hyper versatile everyday wear fragrance. You can just rock this for anything. It's simplistic. It's very straightforward. If you like woody fragrances, this might end up being your favorite fragrance. This is another one of those that it can be that one just sitting on the corner of your dresser. It works great for everything. And it's not super expensive. It's not cheap. I would put it in that, slightly above the affordable range, if you will. It's Dior Homme 2020. Now, this had its share of hype for a long time. It's in the affordable range. I wouldn't call it cheap, but, $50, $60 territory for 100 ml bottles. Great everyday wear. I can tell you firsthand, my wife loves the way this one smells. It's super versatile. It's Montblanc Explorer. Basically, Montblanc's take on Creed Aventus. It's more about bergamot and woods with kind of this darker smell that kind of can be mistaken for the smokiness or the leathery nuance that you get from Creed Aventus. It's not the same note breakdown. There's some ambroxan here, a little bit more on the synthetic side, but highly versatile. Works well. Average to above average performance. Everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different, but this is one that had to grow on me. I never understood why it got so much hype for the longest time, but when you really just wear it and enjoy it, it's easy to understand why so many people like it. Again, this is one that my wife tells me every time I wear it, just how good I smell. Again, hyper versatile, works for everything, fresh enough, but dense enough at the same time to work in the highest of heat and the most extreme of colds. Not perfect for either one of those things, but definitely works great every day. It's Montblanc Explorer. Now, this offers a familiarity with kind of this bubblegum aquatic type of smell without quite being a bubblegum aquatic. Like, it does remind me of Invictus Aqua, but deeper and darker with more of a, almost smoked wood type of smell, almost incense-like. I don't even remember if incense is in this fragrance, but I definitely get somewhat of a smoky aquatic, if you will, from Born in Roma. Intense. Valentino, highly versatile, easy to like. Is it special? No. Does it smell really good and it'll get you some compliments? Yeah, it definitely does. Really good performer as well. I just don't see how anybody could not like this fragrance. Not overly synthetic, but again, not super natural smelling either. It kind of falls somewhere in between, but it's super likable. Super likable, has all of the freshness that's very inviting and attractive to most, while being a little bit deeper to make it not just too generic and basic all at the same time. We'll definitely pull some compliments. It's a very charismatic type of scent profile that works well for everything. It's Valentino Born in Roma, Intense. Now, this is a personal favorite pick of mine that, you gotta like sweeter synthetic fragrances, don't get me wrong, but very much a blue, as the bottle color would indicate. Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt. Such a big fan of this fragrance. I love it. Love it, love it. So it's got this juicy plum and truffle note to provide sweetness, but as it starts to dry down, it's a very unnatural, very synthetic smelling fragrance. So you just know ahead of time. Some may deem it to smell a little on the cheap side because it's so synthetic, and I get it, but it's woodsy, it's fresh and spicy, it's a cleaner smell. It works for everything. The sweetness does subside. It's not a powdery fragrance. It's not an aquatic fragrance, but it just smells good. It smells good. It's versatile. It'll work in every situation. I don't think it excels at any one situation to where it's perfect for this, insert the name of this season or this setting. But I think it really works in any setting, hence why it was an obvious choice for me in this video. I was late to the game on this one. A lot of my viewers over the last 2 years told me I would love it. Any of you watching, you were absolutely right, because I do love it. And you should try it too, because you might love it. It's Bad Boy Cobalt. A brand new release from Issey Miyake that came out this year that's already affordable. I paid right over $60 for a 100 milliliter bottle of this. If you like lavender and woods, you'll probably like Issey Miyake's L'Odyssey Solar Lavender. This is, like I said, a brand new release for 2024. It's not a real soapy type of lavender. This is one that can be aggressive and kind of cloying and a bit much. You probably choke yourself out if you spray this one too heavy. It's a strong lavender. You gotta like lavender. It's even in the name, with a slightly earthy smell to the cedar wood. I could have swore it was more of a vetiver. Apparently it's cedar wood. Has this light smoked tone to it. Fresh and spicy. Very easy. Very easy to like, go on about your day. It has this professional feel to it without being too serious of a fragrance, which I think makes it perfect for everyday wear. Another one, average to slightly above average performance. As long as you're mindful of the sprays in your setting, you won't choke yourself out, let alone everyone else, because it can be really strong because it's such a dominant lavender. But it's Issey Miyake L'Odyssey Solar Lavender. Citrus and a bright blonde leather accord. This is a beautiful, beautiful designer fragrance that is very underappreciated for what it is from Salvatore Ferragamo. This is Ferragamo's bright leather. So you're going to get some nice citrus, like I said, blonde leather accord. I always compare it to the Napa leather upgrade in an S-Class. I used to work at Mercedes for many years, and I always attribute this particular blonde leather accord to like a beige Dynamica Italian leather, Napa leather smell. This brand new, fresh on the showroom S-Class with the upgraded interior package. Any of you that are familiar with what that smells like when you get in that car, they captured that in a bottle, whether that was the intention or not. That's what I relate it to most. It's just easy going. It's fresh, it's bright, it's got depth without being too rich or too heavy. Works for everything, and it's actually slightly unique because outside of that situation I gave you to describe it, as far as fragrance, I've never smelled another fragrance that smells like this one. Again, that's Ferragamo's bright leather. Last but not least, this is definitely the best performer in the video. 120 ml bottle will run you around $70 to $80. I was fortunate enough to get this 60 milliliter bottle for around $44 a while back, but one of the more versatile options from Mancera. This is called Vetiver Sensuel. So Vetiver Sensuel has citruses and fruits with a nice earthy vetiver. As the name would indicate, it's full of vetiver. It's on the smoky, fresh, and woodsy side. Not too earthy, not too dark, but again, it does have that smoke nuance to it. Man, this has some class and elegance without being too serious to where I feel like you have to dress this one up. I don't feel like it begs you to dress it up like you would be underdressed with a t-shirt or even like a short sleeve hoodie about to head to the gym like I am right now. Maybe not ideal, but would work. And that's the point of this video and all these selections. It works well or well enough in every situation without being ideal for any one thing. And I think this is probably the poster child for said topic. This is probably going to go in the thumbnail because in many ways I kind of saved the best for this topic for last, even though this was not a ranked video. So if you've never tried this one and you want to maybe dip your toe into more approachable vetiver fragrances with a little bit higher quality without quite being the niche challenging stuff with really good performance without spending a lot of money, you might want to take a look at Mancera's Vetiver Sensuel. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 10, what have you tried or what maybe piqued your interest? Definitely let me know down below which ones you might be interested in checking out yourself. Again, I'm going to try to have links to everything down in the video description if you want to look into potentially picking up any of them. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the 10 that I featured in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. You never know. Have a good one, guys.